Okay, we had seen the types of agents and the basic block diagram for the AI was, to brief up, the block diagram of AI is already known to you. This is the agent. There are sensors depending upon the environment, and the agent takes some actions through the actuators. So we have seen this. So actuators take the action as produced by the agent. Now different types of the intelligent agents, out of which, to brief up, the simplex was very simple one, where depending upon the present situation, it takes the consideration of the inputs and accordingly it makes an action. Similarly, we went on for a model based. Okay, here the simple reflex action requires a perfectly observable environment. That was the basic difference. Then the model based partially observable environment is sufficient to make the model based work. Now in the goal based, the goal based situation is where some improvement is done on your the previous one, that is a model based one. Okay, the problem here was sometimes we never come to what exactly is the present state, so that we can take an action, which can be done better in the goal based. Once the goal is set, then actions are taken accordingly, so that the current state and the desired state, for example, the current state is suppose X, okay, and the desired state is capital S. This difference should be very, very low. The difference should be very, very low. This is your present state. I am indicating with some alphabets. Present state. This is the present state. And this is the desired one. This is the desired one. If this difference is low, it should be very, very low. It should keep on reducing. That means you are reaching the ideal position, the desired position. That means my goal is this, wherein I will be keeping on the reference as this, and I will check the present situation whether it is matching with this. If it is matching perfectly, I will get a 0. The difference is 0, means I have achieved the goal. So these actions means that the distance between the current distance, I call this as a some value. Suppose my desired value is 5. My desired value is 5, and I'm getting 6. I'm getting suppose 6.5. I'm getting suppose 5.6. I'm getting suppose 5. I'm getting not 5, it is 5.4. So I am getting nearer and 4.99. Just see. Now when I take the difference will be called as the distance. Okay, so what is this? The distance between the difference, that is the difference values between 5.6 and 5 is something greater than, less smaller than 6.5. 6.5 minus 5 will be 1. 5.6 minus 5 will be, the distance is 0.6. If I subtract 5.4 minus 5, that means it is 0.4. If I subtract 4.99 minus 5, that is a mod value, I will get what is happening? It is nothing but simply 0.11. So likewise, the distance is less. So as the distance reduces, means you are trying to reach the goal. To achieve this goal, we have to make different algorithms, we have to make perfect searches. For this, we have to talk a lot in the next classes, how the searches are there, all these things, how the goal is achieved, what are the different rules that are going to be applied for planning this algorithm. All these things are to be studied in detail in the next coming lectures. So this is the goal-based agent. What was that? It studied. So in the previous we didn't have this. I did not do this, is it not? This block was not there in the previous one. This was not there. So when you're trying to have the goal base means you're trying to find out the present state, match it with your goal values, and accordingly, if you're having some errors or some things which you have to change, these actions are to be justified, and then check which action should be done best. Okay. Now the problem here is they don't always select the most optimized path. They don't select the most optimized path. Whichever is the best. What is the best path? All those things is not going to be justified by this method. It simply sees that the goal is achieved. Even if it is a long way, even if it is taking a high time to reach the goal, still it is going to move into that state and then achieve the goal. So the aim is to achieve the goal. That's why it is not worried what path it is going to go. So if I want to explain this path, I am going to have an example at the end of the lecture to make you understand what is the optimized path that we will see in the next end of the slides. Okay. So this problem has been solved by the utility agent. Okay. The simplex reflex agents had very basic information of the environment. Then comes your model based. It had the model of the hurdles. Again, it was not efficient. So again, new thing came in, that is the goal based. Even goal has a problem where the path, optimized path is not observed here. So that method gives you a very long path, so which is not feasible sometimes. So moving on to the utility one. In this utility, there is one concept. Okay, no doubt here it is also going to understand uh, what is the goal. It will keep on tracking the past observations. It is better than the goal agent. Okay, but what exactly is this utility agents going to do? Utility agents, when you have many solutions, you have many solutions to a particular problem. When you have, then you will find out the best possible alternative to that. Okay, and then it makes the system happy. It makes the system happy. You know, if things are happening very fast, if things are there are many methods to do, but if there is one method which makes you do it very fast, don't you like it? You like it, is it not? So that that performance which takes less time and which is efficient is having a cost benefit, we can call. It is having, it's not in the terms of money, but it is in terms of the resources. It's in terms of resources, that is the time, you can say time, you can say bandwidth. There are many performance matrices, efficiency. So these are all different ways in which the cost parameters can be seen later in the lectures. Okay, so they perform better analysis for every solution. There is always a best method, one says, no? Like there is always one method which is actually the method to solve it. We can't do any problem solution by any raw method. We will get the solution, but whichever gives you With a technique, it is going to be very easy. That is what people say. So this is the one which is making the system happy and which gives you the minimum cost to achieve the goal. So that is what is called the utility agent. Okay. So also, after this utility agent, what you come across is this learning agent. This is the most autonomous type of agent. You have you heard about self learning? Do you understand what is a self learning? What do you do? A person who is believing in self learning. I understand that there is one concept called self learning. You can judge by yourselves. There are people, when they are studying things, they believe in self learning also. They will take inputs from the notes or from the teachers or from the class or from the friends, but they believe in self learning. They will make their own notes, they will make their own thumbnails, they will make their own milestones, and they make their problems solved. So, how exactly the agent works? How exactly the learning agent work? Now, when you learn some things, you want to have some experience. Is it not? You don't have to have the same experience every time. What did happen is they keep that experience in some table. Hmm? And here they are starting from the scratch. It is as if the machine is not knowing anything. It will start over and keep on gaining the knowledge, keeps on collecting the information, keeps on developing itself. Every next state is a learning state. Hmm? And it will collect them as the state table. Okay, and the learning agents can be thoroughly understood by four elements here. They will be understood by four elements. Now, whenever something is learnt, we want to understand that there is some test or there is some evaluation. Is it not? Unless you do some evaluation, the performances cannot reach the targets, or you can say the benchmarks, whatever you have set, the target values. Is it not? That is what the technical language is. Unless you achieve that level, for example, when you are a player, a person is player, okay, or the best thing is you can think about an actor, okay. If the actor is not performing to that level, what the director or the person who is directing his actions is not performing to the level, he is given the critical view, and he is evaluating and says that yes, this should be the way you should do. The change is expected, so accordingly he will change his mode and he will keep on rectifying the error, and that is what is needed here also. So the critic is one which evaluates the agent's performance and it gives its merit card accordingly. That is what we can say. That means it gives the inputs to whom? To the person who is learning, or the learning element. Okay, this is the learning element. It takes input from the critic. And why are we using this? Obviously, to improve our performance. To improve our performance. By learning from the environment. We want to perform better and better when we are learning from the whatever present scenario is, whatever the senses have taken the physical quantities, accordingly we have performed. And then there is a critic or performance evaluator who will tell you, yeah, the learning element is told that yes, These are the changes you have to make, so that it will suggest some changes so that your performance will be obtained. And this knowledge of change is again given back to the learning element, because he is now knowledgeable, because whenever such problems will be there, it will it will not go back to the critic, it will self modify itself. It will self modify itself. We don't have to have the critic view, is it not? Once you know you make a mistake with this, though, you automatically try to rectify on your own. This is what is done in this place. Now, what exactly is the performance element doing? Now, what is the performance? The performance element is the thing which takes the action, is it not? The performance element, if everything goes right, it has to do the decision, and after decision, the actuators are moving. Actuators movement is the last what do you call the activity in the AI performance. What happens if the picking of the book is happening? Once you are given the command to pick the book, the actuators are moved accordingly depending upon all the instructions coming from the performance elements. Okay, so performance elements, they are going to decide the action which is to be taken. Okay, so that every action is a rationalized action, a perfect action or perfect decision is taken, and that perfect action is already taken because of a good decision, is it not? So this is what is to be explained for the performance element. Okay, now what exactly is the duty of this problem generator? Let us observe that the problem generator takes the input from the component and suggests the actions which will result in the better experience. Now, because it has the work to suggest the actions, it is going to suggest the actions, suggest what should be the actions for better performance, suggests. That means the performance element will have to modify its decisions depending upon the learning changes it is having, and also in the meanwhile the better experience to be obtained needs some rectified actions to be taken. So what exactly will be the actions? What will be the actions? With what decision will be the awareness is told, or the methodology is explained by the problem generator? So these are the different blocks which are of very much importance in the learning agent. This learning agent is thoroughly now an autonomous body, autonomous agent, where it is going to learn on itself depending upon its own information, its own knowledge, its own senses, its own ability to think and solve the problem, its own method of taking the decisions, and make the actions done by the actuators. Now, all the things are very important in this case, and it is starting from a scratch. Even if nothing is known, even if nothing is known, you try to do it. You can say an example like artist, a drawing artist, is it not? A person did not know even to draw an apple will one day, is it not? What happens? Not draw anything, but if he has started because he had the knack of painting, that artist, because he had an artistic skill in it. So the person will try to draw different types of scenes and all, because he has the knack of having the learning, observation, the decision, the actuators that he is having. What is needed for an artist? All those things are present with this particular uh, like autonomous person who is really an artistic skill. So that way, this is an example to make you understand the learning agent. Okay, moving on next, we have an example here. I was about to tell you what exactly is the meaning of the cost. Now, this is an example of how the cost performance. This is a very cost performance. Cost performance. What do you mean by cost? That is what to give an idea of the cost performance optimization. I've taken this. Okay. Now the method that we use, they depend upon some technical knowledge, technical words. There are like bread search. All these search names are there that we will see in the next class. But the thing is, we want to understand what is a path and what is the cost performance. So for this, if you take an example of some two cities and we want to find out which is the best path to move from one place to the other. For example, if I am in Sholapur, I am here, and if I want to move to Kolhapur, there are many paths. This is my destination. You can see this is the destination. I've taken it from the mobile. This is the destination. Now there are so many paths. You can go to Kolhapur with so many methods, like many places. You have from Sholapur, you can go to via Baramati also. You can go come along to Tarad and then go to Kolhapur. There is one more way to go. You can go from Bagalkot, Sholapur to Bagalkot via with this Bishapur, and then you come to Mudor and Jamkandi. Then you go to. And there are many paths, so you have taken this and come along. The main path is here. This one, like you go to Jat, you go to this place called Sangli, and then you go to Kolhapur. There is one more path. This is Highway 65. Then you go to Pandharpur, Nandeshwar. Then you go for this Sangli, Miraj, Kupwad, come to Sangli, Mavaya, Miraj, and then to Kolhapur. Or you go for some other methods, like you go for some other in Karnataka, some place, and then you go to Kolhapur. So there are many paths. The thing is, there are many options. To begin from Sholapur, if I want to reach Kolhapur in earliest position or very economical way, like I don't want to increase my petrol rate or my if I'm on the taxi, the rate should not be more, is it not? So what do? You take the least traffic, you take the least like what do you call distance path. So which one is it is giving you, like this is 245 kilometers, 6 hours 22 minutes journey. Which one? This path from Sholapur via Jat. It is a shortcut, but it's having distance. Okay, shortcut is there, the distance is less, but it will take how much time? If distance is your performance, if you want less distance to go travel, what happens? You will choose this path. But if I want to reach early, if I want to reach early, my performance requires the early to be reached, means I will take, look at this, it will be giving me 6 hours only 6 minutes going from this path, the blue line. Depending upon the traffic condition, this has been calculated. So that is what the meaning of the cost for the particular path. Okay, so there are so many options you have to reach to a place, but depending upon your cost performance, you have to accordingly go for the path and reach your goal, that is the destination where you want to reach. I assume that you have understood this explanation, and if you are going to